Welcome to the Today's Leader podcast, the podcast for the leaders and entrepreneurs of today.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Keep it going. Good job, guys. All right, Paul, I see you. All right, John, finish. Coach Cole.
Good job, guys.
Hey there, it's Coach Cole here, and welcome to Monday Mentoring and episode 319 of the Today's Leader podcast, the podcast for the leaders and the entrepreneurs of today. On episode 318, we spoke with the inspirational Erin Jewell, and Erin shared so much gold and insights into a large range of aspects around leadership. Now, if you haven't tuned into that episode, please do so because there's some amazing leadership gold there. Now, the one insight that Erin shared that I want to speak to today on Monday Mentoring is about the empowering of teams. Now, Erin believes that for a leader to truly empower their team, they must first, in fact, be empowered themselves or feel empowered themselves. And that is so true. That is so true. And it's evident that a lot of leaders out there actually don't feel empowered. And some of that may be an organizational issue, but some of it may be a constraint that they put on themselves. One of the things I know about leadership is that for a leader to truly empower or feel empowered is that they need to relinquish the need that they may feel to be in control, or at least the perception of them being in control. And that can be a challenge for some leaders. The need to feel in control is something that's usually driven by a leader's ego or from a lack of trust of their team. And both of those aspects presents a challenge for the leader. Both of those aspects present a challenge for the leader. And one of the ways that I would encourage you to be thinking about how to relinquish this need, because it's so easy to say you need to relinquish the need. It's a much harder thing to do, to say than to do. So the development of yourself as an authentic leader really helps you drive away from ego, away from self-importance, and bring about a change perspective. Remember, a leader's primary motivation, the primary responsibility, the primary accountability that they should have is to lead their team. And it's about the team. It's not about the leader. Fancy that. It's not about you. So for empowerment to truly work in creating efficiencies and effective teams, it has to be supported by the organizational leadership model. And that has to be a leadership model that supports leaders making decisions relative to their profit center, or in some cases, their cost center. When we empower leaders to make the decisions around what ultimately impacts their outcomes, we are getting really close to having an empowered workforce. And we need to provide a framework with which to make those decisions. And once that framework is identified, we then need to be looking at the support and the training for a leader to actually deliver that and not just talk about it. A lot of organizations talk about empowering teams. Very few actually put in the framework, the support, the training to actually enable that to happen. So support through the organization then has to translate into what you do as a leader, to be confident to develop your team, be confident to develop individual employees to do the best job that they can, and give yourself permission to give up that sense of control, that need of control. And that's the real key for you as a leader. So in a 3-step process to help you empower your teams, develop your team to have the capability to be empowered. So invest the time, develop the team, be confident and trusting in their good sense, their good judgment, and give yourself permission to allow it. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Monday Mentoring. I'm Coach Cole. I will see you all again next week. Bye for now.